Hey everybody, Big Toad here and welcome back to my studio. Today in this video I'm going to continue working on the 6 foot by 3 foot panoramic view of an Idaho Butte and foothills. And I'm going to add some more trees in. I need to just give it some more color and depth and liveliness. So compositionally, I think it needs this and some other things I'm going to do after this video. But for now, I'm just going to put some more trees in. All right, let's get started. So I start by putting some additional trunks in. I'm just using a natural flat brush here. And the mixture I'm using for the color on the trunks is ultramarine blue with some burnt sienna. And I think I lightened it up a little bit with yellow ochre. So again, just stick those trunks in. I'm trying not to put the trunks in so they're equally spaced. I want to randomize the trunks. That's important with things like tree trunks because nature doesn't line things up in a row. That's people. And this is supposed to be a natural hillside. So I need to be careful of that. So choosing where I put them is important, and also how high up the hill. I don't want them all at the same height or level. I start by adding 4 trunks, but I do come back in later in the video and I will add a couple more tree trunks to give it a little more a look of reality. After I got the leaves on, I just felt like I needed more trunks in there, more trees. So I'll add some more later. But just quickly put in the tree trunks, and then I'm going to start in with a dark green. Dark green is going to be based on yellow ochre and ultramarine blue. And I think I did put a little cobalt blue, so it wasn't quite as harshly dark as it could be, just to soften a little bit. And I'm just using like a number 4, maybe a number 6 round, and just laying it on its side, not using the tip of it, and just laying down some paint. Roll the paintbrush in the paint and just lay it on the board and build out the structure of a tree. So I'm putting my dark colors in first. Because with the tree, the natural order of things is the darker colors are going to be A, on the opposite side of the tree from the sun, and B, deeper inside the tree itself, shaded by other leaves that are in front of it. So typically, in a lot of things in oil painting, you're going to start with the darks first, but it's really, I think, important with trees to do that as well. So I'm just laying in the dark side of the trees and putting some shape to it. It's you want to keep it somewhat random as far as you don't want all the trees shaped exactly the same. But these trees aren't going to be extremely different anyway. This technique obviously is not difficult. The trick, though, is not to overpaint it. I do want some sky holes through so I can see the gray of the mountain through it. Not a lot, and also gets kind of the broken edges of the trees. So it's pretty simple. Now I'm going in with a slightly lighter color of green. So I'll use a little slightly lighter green over the top of some of that darker green, and shaping out the tree a little more towards the sunny side with that lighter green. And using the various colors, it's going to create depth and shape to the trees. You don't, unless you're painting a storybook, you don't want the trees to just be one color. I recommend at the minimum of 3 colors. And I'm also applying some of that color to the other trees to make sure I tie them better together in case I didn't quite mix the colors the same. So I'm going to use that on the existing trees. Now I'm coming in with a brighter green again. Added some cad yellow light in there to brighten that green up a little bit. Focusing that on the sunny side of the trees somewhat and leaving the side away from the sun a little darker. So as I've already mentioned, the technique is pretty simple here. So let's go ahead and fast forward through the rest of this painting session, just so you can see the process and see the trees get transformed into three-dimensional foliage on the hillside. And I'm also going to go in and put in some shadows on these trees. And what this does is, this is such a wide painting. I mean, it's 6 foot wide. And when I did up my sketches for the painting, I knew I got the basics in. I got the fence, I got the road, I got the hills how I wanted them in my drawings. I added a few trees here and there and some sagebrush here and there. But I knew that once I got to this stage in my painting, that I would have to then begin to add in more features to really give the painting a completed and holistic look, and emphasize the foreground, and also just, you know, create that compositional look that is appealing to the eye. So that's part of the process I'm working on now in this painting. Not just these trees. I got several other things to do along that lines, but that's part of it. And when I put the shadows in, I think it's really going to make these trees really. Right now, they just look like sticks stuck in the ground with some leaves on them. Now the shadows transform these ugly sticks poking out of my landscape into trees. Now, the paint I'm using for the shadows, same as I used everywhere else, a little bit of cobalt blue, ultramarine blue, burnt sienna, and I did lighten that up a little bit with some Naples yellow. Also, you see me now going back in with some of the grass color and pulling up the grass over the top of the shadow, because I don't want it to look like the shadow is painted on top of the grass. So I need to bring some grass up in front of it to make it settle into the landscape better. So that's a pretty quick video on putting in some additional trees. Here's where it stands now. I think you'll agree that adding those trees in with those nice deep dark shadows really brought some emphasis to the painting. I think it really tied in the mountain a little better and pulled the landscape in front of the mountain. I just think it needed it. In my next video, I've got some more fascinating things to do as I transform this giant painting into something somebody would want to hang on their wall. So that's it for this video. I appreciate you watching all the way to the end of this short video. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you learned something. And for now, this is the Big Toad, and I am out.